I'm so excited to do another Trash or Treasure. But before I start, I just wanted to let you guys know that you're gonna be seeing this look and this shirt in a couple of videos. My brother is coming back from Korea, and I haven't seen him in a couple of years. He was teaching English, so I'm excited. He's supposed to be back this coming week. So I wanted to do a couple videos so I can make sure I have them out for you guys, but it'll let me be a little more relaxed and spend a little time with my family. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is going to be a 4-part Trash or Treasure. I have 4 products to review, and we're going to just get into it and get started. So the first thing I have is from my e.l.f. haul. That was my first video. That's the e.l.f. contouring brush. And I it is, I believe, $6 on their website. It is super soft. Please excuse that it's dirty. I used it. I haven't really noticed much shedding. I've washed it. I have used just a brush cleaner on it. Usually right after I get done, I'll use a quick brush cleaner, and I've done one actually major cleaning on it, and it has held up wonderfully. It's beautifully soft. I love the way it feels. My favorite thing is the contour on the nose. It's just perfect. Perfect. I also like it to use it a little bit here. It's really nice because it just fits like right in. I mean, you can do your nose too, but it just fits right there. It does a nice little, excuse me, I have kind of hiccup yawn. Of course. I mention yawn and then I yawn. Anyway, so we're going to do one item at a time. This is wonderful. I'll link it in the description box so you can do it. However, that being said, if you already have an angled brush, like an angled brush or a contouring brush, it's not an absolute necessity, but it has cut down my contouring, and I have done contouring as if I were going to do a stage production, and sometimes that can take a while. This cuts down the time just because it's perfect to get in there, and then you just blend a little bit. That being said, I don't contour a ton every day, except since I've gotten this. I wanted to make sure that it really did what it said it was going to do, so I have been contouring every day I wear makeup with this. Would I purchase it again? Probably. I can almost say, yeah. Yeah, I would. I would purchase it again. This little baby is a treasure. It cuts time down on my contouring, and it makes sure, especially for stage productions, that it's a very, very defined, very crisp line. So I'm really loving it. It's a treasure. Next, we're going to talk about, these are all related, that's why I put 4 things in here. We're going to talk about contour palettes. This is the Wet n Wild contouring palette in Dolce de Leche, which is they have 2 of them. They're found at Walmart. They have Dolce de Leche and Caramel Toffee. Now, I've seen the Caramel Toffee one, and it looks a little more warm toned, a little more warmth in the color. This looks to be the cooler toned palette. So you see it has the contouring shade and a highlight. They're both matte. The formula is super silky, creamy, beautiful. There's the contouring color. It's kind of a brown gray, and there is the highlight. Now, if you like a super dramatic highlight, this is not going to be it. And as you can see, this is part of why I love it. You can't really make it out hugely. You really have to build up the color. Which, for somebody who's fair, when you go to contour, sometimes you want to make sure that you get it just started and then you build. It also doesn't look muddy when it's built up, so I don't want to blind you guys. So the highlight also has no shimmer. It looks really natural. It's really great for brightening, but if you like a shimmery, like a beautiful, just glowy, glowy, glowy highlight, this won't do it. but it is a wonderful base to add a little on top of because it does brighten so nicely. So um, this will definitely get some use when I do shows because you want a more natural look. These two are something that will definitely be in my makeup bag for shows. Will I use it every day? I usually highlight that whole strobing thing. I usually don't get quite that glowy, but I always highlight. Um, I don't always contour, but I always highlight. So I like to use this. I like to use it under the eyes, a little bit here, down my nose, and kind of as a base for something a little more shimmery. You saw my Trash or Treasure on the e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Whips in Spotlight, Lilac Petal, and Golden Peach, and I still love just like I will put the highlight on under my eyes and just maybe a little bit here and then use Spotlight or Lilac Peach and just bring that to get that beautiful glow that when light hits it's just amazing and I love it. But that being said, I consider this a treasure. Like I said, it's going to go in my theatrical kit for sure. And if I want to do just a slight contour, which I occasionally will do, just a slight one in the cheekbone area, and I will definitely grab for this. So this Wet n Wild contouring palette in Dulce de Leche is a treasure. Next, we have a couple of bronzers. Now, this first one I'm going to show you it's Wet n Wild bronzer in Reserve Your Cabana, which is really more of a highlight. It's really not much of a bronzer. This I love. I can already tell you it's a treasure. Um, it has a slight shimmer, and I think it's actually very similar in color. I don't know if you can see. Well, that's got more yellow in it, but it has a nice shimmer. I use it all the time. There you go. You can see it. Love it. Um, it gives a beautiful natural glow. Love, love, love this stuff. And it's 0.46 ounces for like $4. You can't go wrong with this as a highlighter. If you like way more shiny, shimmery stuff, this may not be for you. But if you like a slightly more natural, but you still want a little bit of shine, or like me, and you do theatrical productions, this is wonderful to layer on top of the brightening powder in the contouring palette to just give your skin a little more glow, because most of us use some very flat pancake style or very thick cream foundations, and you've got to put that glow back in your face. This is wonderful. And last but not least, so Reserve Your Cabana is a treasure as well. And last but not least is an item that I have to come up with another category for. So I have decided, we're going to call it a find, because this is also a bronzer. It's the exact same formula, super silky. Everything is Reserve Your Cabana. I mean, just wonderfully smooth and silky. It's got just a hint of, just a little bit of shimmer to it, or sheen. There's not like thick, chunky glitter or anything like that. But you'll be able to see on me, I don't use bronzers a lot because on me, whoop, there you go, it pulls orange. Most bronzers on me pull orange, which is kind of disappointing. It makes them harder to use. I have to be really careful or I look like an Oompa Loompa. So this, though, what I have been using it for, I used it to contour in the last show I was in. You can see I've used a little bit. The little sun is almost gone. So I used it in the last show I was in to contour. It was before I got the contouring palette. I had to be super careful because of the sheen, but I was able to make it work. Also during the summers, I don't really tan a lot, and I don't buy I do get a little bit of color, but instead of buying new foundations because I don't get that much sun that I would even be a shade darker in my foundation, I would be between the two shades. So being on a budget, I take my bronzer and I just warm up my face a bit and use that for this. But I'm calling this a find because I have been looking and I've seen a few other bronzers out at the drugstore I'd like to try. NYC has a few bronzers that look really gorgeous. I would really love to get my hands on those. I probably will relatively soon, and they're relatively inexpensive as well. Like I said, I believe these run around $4, and I think that the NYC ones are about the same price. But for someone who is light, medium, or medium skin, this is beautiful. It's not it doesn't pull horribly orange on me, which means that on somebody else it probably would work wonderfully. And I can't call it trash because the formula is wonderful. It's silky, it's smooth, it blends like a dream. So, and I can make it work. I just think that there's probably something that would be more suitable for me out there. But this is a find. I recommend that if you would like to give it a try, you're not going to be out much. They also have another color that's deeper than this, but I didn't purchase it at all because I could never wear it. So, Ticket to Brazil is a find. It works for me, but I think there's something better out there for me. And it may really work for you. So we'll go back through really quickly on the things that we looked through. And the e.l.f. contouring brush, which is our wonderful treasure. Our Wet n Wild contouring palette in Dolce de Leche, which is a treasure. If you're warmer toned, I would suggest getting Caramel Toffee. The Wet n Wild bronzer in Reserve Your Cabana, which is really more of a highlight. It's wonderful. The formula is beautiful, and that is just gorgeous. It just works really well. Such a natural look, but with just that little bit of glow. It's wonderful. And then Ticket to Brazil, another Wet n Wild bronzer, which is a find. It works all right for me, but somebody else, this may be wonderful. The formula is great, though. So that is it for this Trash or Treasure. If you like Trash or Treasure, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to click that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have a good one. Bye!